My name is Honorable Omorede Osifo Marshall, from Edo State, of course. In 2003, I contested for the House of Representatives. I was the winner of that. I was to be the winner, and of course, then it was not APC, our party, which is a good party. It was PDP at that time, and they said, "We know you have won, but the party has decided somebody else who was there, who the people did not want, must go back." And that was my emergence in politics. I joined politics about 2000, and they pleaded with me. At the end of the day, I was made a commissioner for the first time in 2003, commissioner for arts, culture, and tourism. And yeah, it was good. That was when I came out. I did a lot of work as a commissioner for art, culture, and tourism. I was responsible for making the Igwe Festival a national festival. I promoted it. I said the festival. I said they wanted a festival from the south, from the southeast, and I made sure Igwe was the one for the south. I had to lobby with all my colleagues to make that happen, because Igwe is a festival that people coming from outside Nigeria. Today is a world-known festival. And I believe based on all those activities, I took our artists for the first time to Germany to act alongside with the Germans. We did the cultural exchange program while I was commissioner for art, culture, and tourism. And we were led by the former governor of Edo State, our late father, Samuel Ubemudia. He was part of the team that went on that trip. So that was my first debut and my first time as commissioner in Edo State. After which, again, I believe sometime later during ACN, I ran again when our leader, Comrade Adams Osomole, was the governor of Edo State. And along the way, again, I was made to step down. And later on, I was appointed commissioner for youth and sports in Edo State. And during that period as commissioner for youth and sports, we did so much to try and there was when we had the issues of vendor insurance, which I came and mentor ground. I did as much as I could to make sure we paid their salaries in arrears, and a lot of youth programs as well, And yeah, it was quite an interesting time. It was fun to work with Comrade Adams Ali Oshomole too. And then, of course, I was one-time special advisor to Edo State government. That was in 2005 in Abuja, with office in Abuja. My duty as the special advisor to the governor of Edo State was to make sure I stand in on behalf of Edo State. I help pursue whatever the commissioners had with the ministers here, and to, try and bring things to Edo State. That was another appointment. So like almost 3 appointments at that state level. Yes, 2.5 months ago, I got elected as the Deputy National Treasurer of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and it's the first time a woman is holding such a national position in Nigeria. The only positions we women have held at the national level is the national woman leader. And so right now we have 3 women: the national woman leader, the deputy national woman leader, and myself at the national, although we have 2 other women who are ex-officials from the 6 geopolitical zones. Among the 6, we have 2 other women. Well, I want to say it's not been so good. It can be better. We have worked so hard, I started with a group called the Advancement for Women in Democracy when I came 2000 to try and help women come out and push them, teach them how to enter politics and be in politics. But I found that over the years, with all our struggle, it's getting worse. It's not even getting better. The statistics is getting worse, In Edo State, for example, when I came into politics then, we had a few women in the House of Assembly. We had Elizabeth Igodaro, we had Soye Adams, we had women. But the last one now, there was practically no woman. Since Ativie left as the only woman, now there was practically no woman in the last one that was done in Edo State. If you look at the National Assembly as well, it's getting worse. We still trying to. It's not that the women are not trying. The women are coming out. They are aspiring. But our culture, the Nigerian culture, is still like more of a man's world. So it's like continuous struggle for us women to even get to where we are. It's not been easy. I'll tell you, it's not been easy. But we keep trying, we'll keep striving, we'll keep encouraging the women to not give up, because if you give up and you go back home, we are going back to the days that we fought against, that women should leave the kitchen and they should come out and their voices should be heard. Like I keep telling people, I said, we want Nigeria too to be a developed country. Statistics show that developing countries have both men and women in governance. But Nigeria is still a developing country as opposed to develop. I believe what Nigeria needs to have more women in governance. That will take us to make us a developed country. Of course, we know that women, God has given us a rare gift. As mothers, as wives, we are the ones that take care of homes. We know how to do things well. We know how to get the best results. We know how to manage money and get the best out of managing that money. So, so women are good managers. So I believe that if given opportunities, they will do well. I mean, the few ones that we have had, you can see where Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is today now. We have women. We see the late Dora Akinyele, when she was there, she was given an opportunity. She did well. We have a lot of women who can and who are still doing well in their positions that they hold. So, our ability, our accountability, it's high. So that is the more reason. And that we are intelligent. We are very, very, very intelligent. And I believe maybe that's why they're afraid of us, because they feel, oh, women again. If you give them a chance with their intelligence, they might outshine. And because you empower a woman, that woman now, who you have empowered, she will not, sorry to say, I'm not being like, oh, because I'm a feminist, or being feminist or anything, but you empower a woman, she'll make sure he goes down to everybody. She will want to take everybody along. A woman is educated, a woman is well positioned, she will grow up children too that she will want to take over. Like, that's a mother, we already have that instinct in us, motherly instinct, to make sure that we do well and we teach our children well. So if you also empower a woman politically, she will empower others. That motherly rule will make her be a mother to others, both the youth, and then even the men will want to be their mother too, as well, So that is what it is. You empower them, and it's not like the men. Sometimes you empower the men, and you know what happens. Well, I would say that it's a very good one. Our first lady and the wife of our vice president, they've done so well. I want to commend also the interim woman leader of APC, the Stella Okotete, who was there before this administration. She did a lot too in women empowerment. She set up all over Nigeria. She had women from all the states, the geopolitical zones, and she had meetings. I was one of them. We called the lobby APC Women National Lobby Group. And basically was to sit down and think of how do we help bring in more women. And I want to say part of being part of that group is what put me where I am today. But that was where I learned that it's not only House of Rep. Women can actually be in the national, because she was like, oh, when they go to NWC meeting, she's the only woman there. And then she fought also to see, because it's not about talking, it's putting things into action. Set up a group. When they were trying to do this amendment of the Constitution, she sent somebody in there, they made their own recommendations, and they were supposed to make more women, like they assumed that deputy positions for women were supposed to be made NWC members. And guess what? What we lobbied for happened. 9 deputies we have, 4 were put in the NWC. But the men hijacked it. The only one we got was the deputy national woman leader. On the list of deputies, for example, the first deputy by order of seniority is the deputy legal advisor. The second deputy is the deputy treasurer, of which I am. The next is organizing like that, publicity, youth leader before you see woman leader. You understand? But they jumped that and went to the bottom and gave the deputies, and now they are saying they are NWC. We are not NWC. Where the Constitution is there. The Constitution states who is who. Like you see the chairman, you see the deputy chairman, you see the south, north, That is the way it's all arranged. So they jumped those positions and went to the bottom. So those are kind of the things that we're having. And I'm supposed to be a woman. I'm supposed to be part of the NWC. That is what we struggled for. But now, I'm not part of the NWC. Well, he has employed the appointment of women. Yes, that's what I was going to say. He has appointed some women. We have women ministers. We have women in the presidency, special advisors to the president. We have women as DGs of parastatals and everything. So I think he has done reasonably, not enough, because I was even shocked from the president's hometown, Katsina. I'm sorry to say, I spoke to a commissioner of women affairs and I was asking her, how many women do you have? And she said she's the only commissioner woman. She's the only woman in the state. And I'm like, oh my God, that means we are crying here too. It's all over Nigeria. So I believe a lot more has to be done to encourage those women, to make sure that they carry us along. The governors, like for example, now it's the governors who are appointing. So the governors have to make sure that they appoint. And I believe what the First Lady did, our mom, the First Lady, my Excellency Aisha Buhari, what she did by leading women to the National Assembly was a good one, to show that, yes, we want more women. Give us support. Give us more, put it in your whatever. But at the end of the day, they voted against it, even with all that effort. So I believe we have to continue educating the men on why they need to. Because, like I tell people, if a man is carrying the whole burden in a family, it's difficult. But if he allows his wife to be empowered, he is empowered. It makes life easy for the family. So we have to keep educating our men to please. We're not struggling with them. We're not saying we want to push you away. We are saying give us room to be there and to be part of what is happening in our country. I want to say our leader, our presidential flag bearer, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. From his antecedents, you will see that he's somebody that likes to empower people, both men and women. And that's why I've been in the forefront of Asiwaju for presidents. Even before now, I was president. I'm the president of Tinubu Women and Children Foundation. Yes, and we started this like 2 years ago, and we've been bringing women together. To surprise you to know that we have women coordinators from the 36 states of Nigeria, and we've been having meetings. And basically, why we were doing that is because we saw in him somebody who has what it is to empower us women. We believe that once it gets there, to be our future as women in Nigeria will be more brighter. For example, they say, how do you run your home? It shows the kind of person you are. His wife is a senator today. If he didn't support her, she won't be there. Some men will not want their wife to hold position. It will be like, are you coming to compete with me? I'm in politics. You want to be in politics? Go home and take care. But yes, he's promoting her, he's encouraging her, he's supporting her. And then among the people he has empowered, there are some women too here and there. So we believe that when he becomes the president of Nigeria, he is going to make sure that women are carried along. We believe that with him, we have ministers and we have more women ministers. I also believe that with him, we'll have more women in heads of federal government parastatals. A lot will depend on how he starts, how he empowers us, how he shows that, yes, I am really interested in women. Because sometimes you look at some states, there are just maybe one woman or two around in their government. To even get a woman vice chairman is hard. Then you squeeze to have a vice chairman, a woman. But then you have some areas where you see that they are empowering women. They have women, they have women, they have women. Even in the Southwest, Southwest is doing well. It's from the Southwest, our incoming president, by the grace of God. The women of Edo State supports His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu very, 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 very much. Before now, Edo State is a state where you have so many Bola Tinubu groups. We have so many of them. One of the states where you have so many. You'll see in some states they will have maybe one or two. But in Edo State, I believe we have over 10. And somebody even called me today. She wants to go register another group again. She was asking me, oh, where do you say we should go to if we are going to register a group for Bola to? Yes, Pastor Waju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So you see, in terms of mobilization of women, it's already ongoing. Edo State is one of the states that love him so much, where he had one of the highest votes in this last, in the election that they did, primary election. So plans are ongoing. Plans have been ongoing and it's still ongoing. The women are getting ready. I get calls every day. How? Please make sure you strategize. You are there with them at the national and you are part of it at the national so you can carry us along. They are all waiting. They are all anxious. They are all anxious. So in terms of the election, we are going to mobilize and we definitely will deliver those states. That's the question that they have asked me over the years, over the last 23 years. And I always my answer is you have to learn what your priorities are in life. I'm a very hard worker. I put a lot into anything I do. So when I'm out playing my politics, I do it so well. I try my best to be the one of the best. That has been my signature. But at home too, I try to run my home. I try to make sure before I go out, there's food in my house. If there's no food in the house, you're out there, they're going to be disturbing you. Make sure that you have food in the house. Try to make sure that the kids are okay. Try to make sure my husband is fine. And that the house is running smoothly. And then they say politics is always done in the night. You know, I've never been a night person. I don't like night action. I get scared of the dark. That's the truth. Just like I'm scared of heights. You know, so once it's getting dark, you see me wanting to run home. So once or twice, once in a while, you see you're out there, but it's not like everyday affair. I try to finish what I have to do and come back home, unless it's extremely important that I must be out there. So you have to prioritize. You have to know when to be here and when to be here. You have to make sure that during your work period, you concentrate and you do. But you have to make sure your house is well organized. If your house is well organized and everything is there, you don't have to be, you know, you won't find yourself running between the two. How am I going to do this? They are going to be calling, you know. When I'm at work, I'm at work. I don't like being disturbed with what is going on in my house. You saw my kid just come home now. I've arranged. He has a school bus. They bring him back. They pick him up to school. You know he's gone for the day. When he comes home, things are ready. You know, you have to arrange yourself. You might have to spend more to get those things done, but it's part of the sacrifice we make to serve our nation and our state. Well, I got my inspiration to join politics while I was in the United States of America. I actually am a banker here. I have a first degree in economics and statistics, and I have a master's in banking and finance. And after a while of working in some banks in Nigeria, I decided to go to the US and see what, I mean, everybody talks about the US, even though I traveled there. Let me go and work there for just a short time to get the experience. So I moved to the US, I believe, 1997, thereabout. And while I was there working in a mortgage banking institution called the Mortgage Solution, online, I was still Hillary Clinton, during Clinton time, you know, so we saw a lot of what she was doing, her husband, Bill Clinton, and then that Monica Lewinsky scandal, the way she handled it. Some women would be broken, but she handled it very well. And then that made me take interest in her. And then during the Beijing, I went and I was reading articles from the Beijing conference. And then I saw where she said, there was a little girl that she referred to in one of her articles that the girl said, oh, her mom says, no, she was growing up now. The time they say a woman's place is in the kitchen, that a woman should be seen and not heard. But now we don't want to just be seen and not heard. If we are seen and not heard, we are not going to be able to do, you know. And that got me thinking, that's true. We need to have more women in my country, Nigeria. I'm here now working in Mortgage Solutions. I'm making money. I'm one of the best. They say, oh, very intelligent. In less than a year, I was taking over all management of all the other, because I came from Nigeria and I was way ahead of the Americans there. I was now in charge managing all of them. But I said, I can't be like Hillary Clinton here in America. I'm not an American citizen. I have a work permit to work here. And no matter how hard I try, to be difficult for me to be recognized like her. I said, I want to go and do what she's doing in her country, in my country, Nigeria. And then I packed my bag and I said, I'm going back home. Just when they were going to find my green card, because when you have your work permit, the next thing is the green card. And then I remember my boss, the white American man, Chris Anderson, says, what are you going to, I mean, you can imagine this is the woman that is spending money for him, making all the money, and everywhere everybody's running towards me, and you know, and you are telling him now you want to go back home. And he says, they said Nigeria, there is war, they are killing people. I said, no, that was when I left. That was during the military rule. Now, 1999, last year, democracy entered. That was in 2000. Democracy is now in place, so there's no more killings. So I want to go home. He wasn't happy, but he had to let me go. And that was how I came to Nigeria to join politics. And it has been interesting. I want to say I've enjoyed every bit of it, even with all the stress, all the hard work put in. As a woman, you have to go the extra mile. And another thing I learned when I was in the United States, they say, if your competitor does 50 sit-ups, do 200. So I have that at the back of my head too, that yes, you know, it's not going to be easy. You know, your competitor is doing this, you must do more than him to achieve results. I don't, funny enough. I am very happy I took that decision when I took that decision 23 years ago. I still travel to the States all the time. So it's not like, oh, you left the state. I can visit I can stay for 6 months. I can stay for 3 months and everything when I want to go on vacation. But funny enough, when I go, most times I'm running back to Nigeria. I see myself not being able to stay. Once it's 3 weeks, you are like, oh, I want to go back. You feel like you'll be forgotten back, or you cannot walk and just go. They will just take over your spot and you are gone. That is it. So you just see yourself running back. So I don't have any regrets. Even at that time, people thought I was mad. Leaving the US, where they said Nigeria is sad. I was able to achieve results. I came in, and within 2 years, I was a household name in my state and in my local government. That to me was, if I could beat a sitting House of Rep member, then, I should not regret it in a short time, because people said, you just come from America, you think you can come and just become... And at that time, the women were not even aspiring so much to the National Assembly. It was myself and Daisy Danjuma. Daisy was going for Senate. I was going for House of Rep already. And I remember a chief told me, an old man said, you women, you just want to come and become Obas. It's only men that are Obas in Benin. 2 of you. But your own is even good. Your own is even smaller. It's not like the other one that wants to be. And she became an Oba, because she didn't become an Oba, but she got to the National Assembly as a senator, which he called her being an Oba. We got there, so we thank God for that. Before, it starts from the home front too. You have to make sure you get support from the home. If sometimes the men just don't want their wife to go out there, and then you are going out there, there's already trouble with you, starting from the home. Number 2, you come out and you talk, and they feel, relax now. You're a woman. Why are you trying to outshine us? No, yeah, it's everything you do. That factor comes in here. And then even just yesterday, somebody told me, you know what? Yes, you're a woman, you are leading, but you are leading people that are even men, but you have to calm down. Not everybody can be at your high level of thinking and being fast and smart like you. So take it easy. Learn to take it easy and give everybody space and time to get to your level. So, so that we have that there. Even though they know you are better than some people, they will still feel, oh, it's a woman. Why should a woman hold this? Why should a woman head this position? Why should a woman? Do you understand? And then sometimes out there too, when positions are being shared, most of them, they are men. They won't want a woman to be part of decision taking, even though they know that you should be part of it with them. They just go there and do what they have to do. And most times, no woman emerges as... Imagine some local governments, even in our state, just delegates that the Constitution says 2 men and 1 woman. Per local government. For this national primaries. 3 per local government. 1 woman, 2 men. Per local government. Yes, around the 18 local government. I saw the list that they drew up recently. And there was some local government that had 3 men. They will actually drop a woman, the people in the local government, and put a man to replace a woman. Things like that shouldn't happen. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Because it's the men taking the decision. It's the men taking the decision. You have a woman. There was an election where people were elected how many years ago? But this time around, they just came again and changed the list of that election that has been done for 4 years. I was affected because I was elected. But at the end of the day, they removed my name. They said I'm not a national. Without even calling me as a leader to join them in taking the decision in my local government. So those are the challenges we women are having. I have always wanted to be at the national, and I'm grateful to my leaders for supporting me to emerge as the Deputy National Treasurer of the All Progressive Congress. And now that I'm in the national, I believe I want to, that dream I've had of working in the national, I think this is the time to make it happen. I believe from where I am now, as from the APC National, by the grace of God, when our president wins, I hope he will consider me, make me one of his cabinet members. Well, my role model, like I said, well, I didn't say, but I implied, is Hillary Clinton. She's the one that I looked at, I wanted to be like her, and she's the one that pushed me to be where I am today.